pretty straightforward day, especially since the gap up, and they really never came close to filling that gap. That's what am I sharing my screen? That's what I'm sharing here.
Yes, you are.
So if you guys go here, I'm just gonna go on the TPO1. I have the weekly in the green, and the blues are single daily TPOs. Obviously, we're in a P shape today, which is expected. You gapped up, and then you have a lot of single prints on the bottom. And that's really bullish profile, right? Right now, what you want to see tomorrow is from bear standpoint, what is the level that you guys don't want to lose? If you're a bull, what's the level you can't lose?
POC.
Oh, they can still consolidate in this area, right? Can still be here inside the value. As long as they're inside there, that's good, right? And you see the single prints, you had them in the B period today. The rule on the single prints is what? If you're up, running up, so this is where you started, this is where you ended them, right? If you lose this point here, that means that you would be looking for building value lower. It's not really a double distribution, but it could be that if you crack this right here and then previous all-time high is 97 and a quarter, or I'm sorry, 75, that you would build some value in here. So that's what you're watching tomorrow if you're a bear. You have no reason to try to time the top, especially in the market that we're in right now. It's highly unpredictable with news. And a lot of people want to, buy the SPX put for $1 and be the one to sell it for $9,000. And that's not your goal as a trader, right? So I would say, at this time, this is very bullish. We're framing up on every single time frame. If you go on daily, weekly, on any single time frame that you look, right here, you're framing up. Your higher highs on the daily. You have monthly. I mean, this is just an insane candle right here on for February. You have your framing there. So the framing to stop on the monthly, we will have to revisit 4,700. All right, so think about that. That's pretty wide. And then the weekly candle here. This is your current, and here's a previous weekly. So we will need to crack that below to stop the framing up. So this time, everything. I mean, we really haven't had. We had one red week since October, guys, and that's pretty. I would say that's pretty bizarre. That's pretty insane, right? And if you're gonna use any fibs here, which swing high, swing low would you guys use here?
Hey, Shorty, can you just check the microphone volume? Getting very low.
Is it for anyone else or is it me? I think it's my voice also. I'm losing my voice a little bit.
Okay.
I can hear you good.
Yeah, I am losing voice. So if it's different and I haven't changed really, and my mic hasn't been changed, it's probably my voice.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, I'm half the family sick, so I think I'm just picking up the leftovers. So at this time, I would use this swing high and this swing low. And if you don't know how to use fibs, you're starting from here. What fibs do for us is they're basically mathematical. You start here and you start here. We're trying to find symmetry here. So if this is 100% move that we're looking, typically I look for targets like 127 and 1618, and these are major targets. Another one you could have used is this one and this one, right? If you want to find symmetry, and I would say this one most likely played out. If you want something shorter time frame, right? You can go something on like let's say 3 hours, and you could potentially look at even this one, even though it's left to right here. You could look at this swing high, swing low, swing high, and see, right? At this time, here we are hitting all the targets again. So I have, I think this one here is a pretty good long-term target to hit and play the fibs off of here. And that's what I would do here, just keep them on, and you can color them differently for this case. But these would be your major fibs here, because this is a pretty long period, right? December 21 all the way to October 22nd. So it would take a long time. So when you hit these targets, you definitely expect to see a reaction, because the algos are also going to pick up those levels. Right now, I just have the next levels that are attainable for this week. I'll get to the profiles, but the next targets we have 33 and 79 on ES. And that's basically just by taking the fibs that we have here. It would be high and low between these two. Okay. And when you guys look at the profile for today, like I mentioned in the P-shaped profile, let's see if it loads up here quickly. This is a weekly profile, and you see that we have that today's gap up was not filled. So if we do go below that, let's say this area right here, 99 and 97, this would be your bias that there's a high chance if you're to lose this, then you're expecting us to fill this back up, and I would target this fill all the way to the bottom 76. And then ultimately, I think this current developing POC staying back at 63, there's a high chance it could be revisited if we crack this. So you're watching for something like this, right? If they can't hold, then they're most likely going to do this, and this would put in a higher low, which would still give it a bullish trend. They could continue higher if they want to, but they got to defend this. Does that make sense? Hopefully it's
And,
fair.
and short, you arrived at the 33 and the 78 level based on which period?
This was based off the fibs. It's based off of this right here. I'm
Oh,
replicating the swing high to swing low. So swing low of January 31st to the high of February 2nd.
okay.
Yep. It's right here. See the two dots that are highlighted? I think I can even send the trend line right here. See this? The little dotted line. That's telling you the swing points I got. Let's make it purple or something. There, yellow. The yellow line is the swing I'm looking to repeat. So, and then if you wanted to find, let's say 200% of this move, you could definitely do this and find where's it, if you're to do the whole move, where it would be 5129. So, and I would first target always these two, just the way I play fibs. On the bullish side, what do you guys want to see? So I did say we're in a P shape. P shapes are naturally bullish formations, right? Especially in the uptrend. So what do you want to see tomorrow?
Go above the value area high.
Yeah, we want to go above the value area high, and then we want to take this excess, right? So as long as we are able to, and when I say auction, right, that doesn't mean this right here. This is not auction. This is a failed, completed auction here, and we reverted back. If we can go above the value area high and build value in this range here between the settle price and access high, which is not a lot, it's about 5 points. And as long as we hold this POC, we stay in this range here, this is very bullish, right? And they can proceed to run higher. So 1925 really will trigger continuation on the trade, and you don't want to be making a lot of assumptions. Is there a case where you can take a long off of the value area high and then half back or the mid level here? Yeah, definitely. You could definitely target this, but you have to be cautious, right? There's a lot of magnetism below that as well. Would I take this trade here? Most likely then I would, right? And I would put a stop loss 3-4 points below here. And if this starts getting filled, I will close it. And I would probably flip short here once we break this level. I wouldn't trade necessarily this zone right here. And a lot of people are probably going to lose their butt here. Does that make sense? So we're looking
Yes.
short.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Shorty, I had a quick question. You said that you would flip short. What would that look like? Do you mean a retest or?
So if, let's say, I took long here, let's say I took a long here at the halfback, and this starts going, right, and it triggers my stop loss here, then I'll be looking to short somewhere around here. As soon as they drop and they give me an edge retest, I would look to flip short, meaning I'm not looking for longs.
Okay,
I
thank you.
wouldn't look for longs until we, most likely we will slice the access low here and the PDL, and then there's a high chance that they would pull to fill this gap that we have left overnight. That's what I mean by it.
Thank you.
Okay. I think it's pretty straightforward, honestly. Any questions on this? And just look at the profile that you're building on the weekly here. It's this consolidation that we had for some time. We had, I believe, was it 3 days here? We had 3 days consolidation that we broke out of right now. And this was our range high as well, previous all-time high at 97. So if we do crack below this, what does that tell you about the price? Is the price being accepted or not?
No.
That would mean there's a high chance that you can target to hit, somewhere on the bottom. Typically, out of these profiles, you can target to hit the POC. So if this is the case, and when you have a lowercase b, would I target to hit the value area low? Probably not, just because I know there's a whole lot of crap in between here. I'll close most of my shorts here, and that's why you typically get a bounce at these levels that are two type, right? I mean, two-way, I say. Shorts start covering, and then the longs that were previously consolidated here, they would also go long, and that's a double effect, and it can rocket much faster from there. And we've seen this happen, I would say, quite a bit this year, where one level does two purposes, right? A lot of times they do. Any questions on ES? Nope. All right, well, let's check volume profile to make sure nothing's hiding. And volume profile, I would say, agrees pretty much with with what we said. And here you see that do have a volume node right below that, right? The Atrian sitting right here at the halfback, which is 94.75 when you take extended. And then you have a major accumulation on the bottom here. So I would pay attention. If you lose this, you could probably target this 76 to be a really good exit. And that's where you can, a lot of you guys are in a bad habit. Sometimes you get in a trade. Let's say you oversize, you take 2 ES right here. And you guys start freaking out because one candle spikes and you're like, okay, they hit my trail. And then the next candle goes and does this. And now you're trying to enter shorts here, which doesn't make sense. You had a really good entry, but you're just afraid of your setup working out. Maybe size down, take 2 MES, right? And I mean, MES, I'm not sure, what is it? 2 points, $2.50. You really don't have to be afraid. Give it proper setup. Give it a setup that has a potential of playing, right? If you're taking this short, if this is your stop loss, the only time I will increase, if I'm scalping, I will definitely quickly, if I'm playing 10 points, like today we played 16 points off of 45. I don't know if you guys recall that, but when I said 45 long is good, it hits 15 points. Of course, I'm going to hit that because there's a major POC there, and 50 points is fine. But it was still a plain trade. A lot of you suffer from this. You get in a trade here, and then your break even is literally matching immediately to that. But then when you have a losing trade, you keep dragging away that stop loss, which I don't know how that makes sense. It's almost like you're take my money now. I don't want your money the whole time. Let your plays play out. Your job right now is to learn how to let the setups and plays play out. Your job is not to maximize your profits at the moment, but the only way you will maximize them is if you let your play out. And a lot of you guys size up, and then you can't because your stop loss, let's say, is 3 points, and you have, let's say 5 ES, and each, point is $50, and you're like, man, 3 points. 150 times 5, that's a lot of money. So you freak out and your stop loss is so tight, but then eventually it goes in your favor and it does this. It's just that your position wrong. Your sizing was way off. If you're struggling from this, I promise size down. It will require patience. It will test you, right, as a human being, but eventually it'll work out. You're going to see the light that it does work. Has anyone ever tried to chase 2 rabbits? Has anyone ever tried
No.
to chase 1 rabbit?
That's the funniest question
Pretty
I've
hard.
ever heard.
Yeah. Have you ever been a kid that you tried to chase a rabbit?
No, too girly.
Too early, yeah. Well, there's a saying, if you try to chase 2 rabbits, you will catch none. Right? You're not going to have that. And a lot of you guys are trying to catch too much at once. right? And you guys cannot do that. It's better to take one trade that has a proper setup and you have the proper sizing and proper risk reward than it is to take 2 trades, 5 trades, and then you're, let's say 2 for 3 and your risk reward was crap. And then you end up, some people in our Discord that are pretty good traders still suffer from this. Their winning rate's higher than mine. They have a higher winning rate than me, and yet they have their losses. What do you think the difference is?
They're not letting
Not
their
trading
plays play
setups.
out.
They don't let the plays play out. They cut their winners too short, and then they let their losers run wild. And that's the name of this game. Honestly, you have to size down. If you don't believe me, try it for a day. If you're typically trading 1 ES or 5 MES, go to 1 MES and try to trade it, right? But keep the same mindset of, proper risk management. Don't put 150 points, stop loss to gain 50 points, right? That would not make sense. Still practice the stuff 3 to 1, 2 to 1, but size down. I promise it will change your trading quite a bit. Okay. So any questions on ES? Any stocks you guys have in mind? I'm thinking we do a stock scan coming up here. There's quite a bit of earnings. Maybe we do it Saturday. Drew, you said you're good Saturday or Sunday? I forgot. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. I'll have to write it down. Drew, did you leave?
No, I didn't leave.
I said Saturday works for you or Sunday? What day is better for you?
Oh,
Tell us.
Saturday's better.
All right, we'll schedule a class and then we'll do a stock scan search Saturday. And for a lot of new folks that joined, it might be a good idea that you attend the class, right? Because it might clear up some stuff and it help you kind of catch up and start learning a little bit more. Okay. And then the stocks search, we just have to see what else is going on because there's quite a few swings right now that's happening. I saw, Chipotle is again at $3,000. So typically, these restaurants don't do well when the recessions come in much. These are the ones that usually spike up. So there's a lot of unusual uh, things happening in the market right now. And obviously, you see us running. All the tech is running. We are 700 on the video, right? What's can you not do this? How do you do inverse on TradingView? Is there a way? Yeah. I thought there was a way to do inverse. And toss just a negative, but you have to look at this market as would you buy here for long term? Do you think there's other long term participants buying, for instance, NVIDIA at 700? Are they buying, I don't know what's been running AMD at 180? If you find that to be true for yourself, then you have a different horizon maybe than me or somebody else, and that's okay. We need you, right? I need you because then your liquidity, right? And I personally have more patience to wait for certain setups to happen. So if that's the case, then I mean, from the level that we had, I believe it was 411 or something like that, 410 on SPY. I mean, we ran $90 on SPY since. And we know this level, for instance, was a long time coming level that we had. I think it was COVID low something here. It was a huge shelf at that time. I think it was 398 that we had or something like that below, but this was a big shelf that we were aware and it jumped off. But it does pay off to be patient, especially if you're going to play the long game and compounding your gains. They will throw a lot of bad news at you when they don't want you to buy, and then there's going to be a lot of good news when they want you to buy. So right now, when you look at the market, you turn on your CNBC. There's a lot of crap that's like, okay, we're in a bull market, we're going higher. I don't know if you guys listened to Yellen the other day or her commentary about commercial real estate, but she did say that it's a little bit in trouble, right? So previously in 2008, we had real estate bring us down residential because of the primes, how they're packaged. But then let's see what happens with the commercial real estate, because those carry a lot more dollars than residential, right? 10 of those 15 companies that own it all, just you need 2 3 to fail to shake up the whole market, and then the payments start becoming late, or your accounts receivable get a little bit inflated. You can't make payments to others, and then the trifecta hits, right? So I'm not saying it happens, but I'm just giving you my outlook that I do not see value right now for buying anything in terms of, especially like technology here. I'm not interested. So we'll look up, see what else is in the space on Saturday for the stocks and see if we can find any gems. I don't know if you guys were watching, but this one here was the one we watched on one of the stock scans. I think it was about 34ish, 33 that we were looking for. And I mean, it popped and it hit 40 here. I think it went a little higher.
Yeah, yesterday it was 44. That's where I exited.
Yeah, that's a good exit. I mean, when you think about it, you reach the value area low, which is what we were targeting. But, once you receive this POC, reach this POC here, your POC is used for profit taking, right? Until you're able to flip, right, successfully on the opposite side here, and then you come back, then you can take it and drive this, right? But for right now, that's probably a good exit on your end.
Shorty, how is O looking? O,
Oh, as in realty income?
yeah.
I think, let me see. I have some of this. I bought some.
Yeah, I bought some in October lows, and then day before I added some more at 52.60.
Yeah, I don't know if I would add. I would just see what this plays out in terms of the CRE loans. What's going to happen? A lot of their maturities come up here soon. Yeah, that doesn't look like a healthy chart. No, it's going to 50 here probably soon. Yeah, it's gonna go to 50, maybe 49, 81 to 50. It's gonna be coming back here fairly soon here. Because right now you see that they tried to find value when the value area high shifted lower, they auctioned higher, but the value never caught up, the volume never caught up, the time spent never caught up here. Sorry, at the top here. We never shifted anything to the top. Unless they can crack this POC here right, very soon, this week or by the end of this month, they're going to be going back to this here, which would be the POC. And then you see that they're still fighting here with this value area high. So if they're entering this value area high, there's a high chance they're going to be visiting the value area low here as well. So, but this would be the first target at 50. My average is somewhere around here as well. I think it came up in one of the scans, honestly. Tesla, I still don't have any shares. I have no interest to buy yet. I know people are excited about this stock that it's this low. Just look at their financials a little bit. Look at their margins. I think everything played out what we said it would. The margins would shrink based on those cuts that they had. We still haven't tapped 168. We're gonna tap 168. So if you're patient enough, you can get a nice bounce from this 168, then it'll come there, right? A lot of people started buying here because of the value area low and holding, this 181. That's okay, right? They can start buying here, but if they're not taking these profits quickly, this magnet here on the monthly VPOC, I promise gets hit. We're too close not to drive this price here because there's a lot of orders probably still left there. So I have no interest until it comes here. What else do you guys have? Any other stocks of interest?
Disney.
If it's not a 35, I could care less for it.
I've been in it since 85, but I have a target of 104.
already above that after results today.
I mean, what? Yeah. I don't think they're gonna get to 104. I mean, they can sweep this right here if that's what you're targeting, the sweep. But honestly, the algos don't
I
work that well on sweeps.
think, look at the ETH shorty.
Yeah, 106 closing.
Oh, 106. Well, they have earnings.
Yeah, earnings
Yes,
plus
yes.
positive news on dividend.
Okay, that's what it is then. Reported. How badly was this adjusted?
Yeah, I have some 2021 high cost basis like 150 still with me. So I'm wondering if this is the time to now book the loss.
Look what they hit here. This was my next level. I was gonna tell you to target. Are you surprised where they rejected?
No.
It's your monthly VPOG, just like the Tesla has one. See, there's a rule. When you're in a bull trend market, it's better to hold your average what you had and see if it runs, right? And you can increase your stop loss, right? You said you got it at 85. You can put your find a decent stop loss. If it breaks, then you still take your profits. Let's say you put somewhere at 95.4. I'm just giving you a scenario. That's not bad. You still pocket $10 a share, right? That's pretty good. But if they, if they consolidate and they fill this and they continue to go higher, then you're just watching to keep lifting that, right? Once they break 107, then you can put it somewhere right below 104, right? You don't want to necessarily get rid of it, but you also have to understand the fundamentals of their business, right? I mean, in what space is Disney looking to grow? And do you think this is a bullish trend right now that they're in?
No, I think they're just retracing.
This
But I
is
was gonna keep it until 145, but I don't know.
if that's your target, definitely. I mean, keep it, but that's let me just look a little bit. $123 seems doable. 122, 123 seems doable. 145 would take some significant volume. And I don't consider this to be healthy volume on it just yet.
Thank you.
It can push, but remember this VPOC that we just hit 107.69. If you see tomorrow that they're struggling to get over it, right? There's a reason for it, and you should pay attention to it. This will also be a big level here. I think what they're gonna do here on this stock is they're gonna try to crack this POC, which they did overnight, right? Because the earnings, and they can consolidate here for a little bit before they do this. Because that's a pretty good move when you think about it. I just didn't like the stock. I was aware of some of these levels. I posted about them. But, if you can hit this, that's good 40%. Well, if your average is 85, something like that. 30%. That's not bad. Okay. I still have, I don't know if you guys, anyone, not this, Newell Brands. I still have this. I haven't really sold it yet. I have a decent chunk on it, right? And sometimes I was up quite a bit, but I'm looking to see when I saw these candles here, I don't see any pickup, right? On volume, I don't see a lot of selling here just yet. And then when I saw, you look at this candle, there's a little uptick. There's a little uptick here on the green candle. There's another one here that's really not bullish or bearish, but I haven't seen really sell off, and this looks like he'll distribute down. But I don't mind adding some of this even more. I have Clorox. I don't know if you guys were able to snatch any. Clorox is doing really, really well from the earnings all the way to 155. It's pretty good. McCormick still is ranging here in a really, really decent level. So if I had to redo it again, I would wait for, somewhere close to 60 to get this. I'll probably wait for the second fill 60 or even cheaper, somewhere around here 50. Because there's a high chance they might be able to crack this now. Okay. All right, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm actually gonna go straight to bed. I can get my voice back. And I'll trade with you guys live tomorrow as well.
Have a good night.
Good night, Shorty.
All right, see you
Alrighty.
tomorrow, Shorty.
Bye.
Thank you, Shorty.
See you
Stay
guys.
Shorty.
Night, Shorty.